Hi folks, back again, Bass River Chronicles number 162, and yes, still on the road. It's been kind of an interesting day weather-wise here. Earlier it was, up in the 80s or something, and then we just had this huge rainstorm come through, so everything is cooling off a little bit. Anyway, I wanted to spend a couple of seconds here on investments. When I was up here last month, I did one on finances, how to get your finances under control. Not that mine are under control. And a gentleman left me a comment saying, I can't remember exactly what it said, but he sort of indicated that he figured I was like a pretty cool businessman or something and knew what was going on about investments and things like that. I'm sure I sent him a note, and I basically said I'd be glad to have a little segment on that, but that my advice to anyone out there is anything I've done, do the exact opposite, and you'll most likely be a heck of a lot better off. What do I mean by that? Well, I've never had any kind of planned program of anything, which you really need a plan if you're going to do any investing or savings or whatever. Like I mentioned last time, take advantage of everything that you can. If your company has a 401k, whether it's matching or not, I guess there's still 401ks out there, you know, deposit the maximum that you can. As far as anything else, man, I am clueless. Let me tell you some of my investments. I was sort of a day trader for a while. I would come home, I worked the midnight shift, I would come home, I'd get the computer on, had a couple of spreadsheets, and as soon as the market opened, I would start making these trades. And sometimes I didn't even know what company I was trading. I was doing things like taking companies that had the most appreciation or whatever. That was sort of a bust. I did that for several months and finally just gave up and bought what I thought were the right kinds of stocks to buy and hold. Disney, Home Depot, and a few stocks like that. I don't think you can go wrong doing that, although a lot of people would say, you need mutual funds to diversify and so on and so forth. I think the long and the short of it is no matter what, you need to save. You need to save a certain percentage. Just like you pay your bills each month, you need to take whatever you're going to save and consider that like a bill. In other words, make that deposit to your bank. Whether it's drawing just a little bit of interest or not, you'll end up with more than if you didn't deposit it. And take advantage of anything that may be at work. A couple of other my great investments. You guys remember Sunbeam? They used to make everything. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, their stock had been selling for $100 and was down to 10. I thought, man, now is the time. And also, there's this fellow, I don't know his name, but he had the nickname, I believe, Chainsaw. And he was a fellow who went from company to company, companies that were in big trouble. And he would go in, I think he got the name Chainsaw because he would like go really cut the company down. But he brought everybody back. He brought all these companies back, as I remember. So Chainsaw was coming in to take over Sunbeam. I bought Sunbeam at 10. That year it had been selling, as I said, for a high of 100. Well, folks, Sunbeam no longer exists. And when I try to go to my stock place, I mean, come on, it's gone. It's gone. George Foreman. Most of you, well, some of the younger folks may not remember George. He was a boxing champion. And I think one of the unique things about George is I think he has 5 boys and they're all named George or something like that. But George, for years, promoted these grills. And so he came on, I saw him somewhere, CNN, I don't know where, I saw him somewhere many years ago. And he was forming, by the way, those grills really sold. He was forming a company to do nothing more than promote things using his name. So I figured, hey, George is kind of a cool guy. He's been selling these gizmos, these grill things for years, so why not buy into this new company? George is going to make us winners here. So, of course, I bought George Foreman stock. I have no idea what it's selling for now. I don't even know if it's listed. It may have disappeared off the face of the earth. So, to the gentleman who so kindly sent me that note, he also said I seemed like a Southern gentleman. I try to be nice to people. I don't know if that qualifies me as a Southern gentleman. At least I generally try to be nice to people. I try to be polite. Maybe that was being raised or reared or whatever term you want to use in Virginia, and my mom was sort of from the old school where, as far as she was concerned, you said yes sir and no ma'am and all that kind of stuff no matter what. Yeah, that's what you did, period. And I think a little of that stuck with me, and I thank my mom for that. But as far as investments, folks, I am clueless. I really am. I wish I had paid more attention to what was going on. Oh, here's another biggie for you. Okay, talking about really screwing up. Years and years and years ago, I guess most of you have heard of Apple computers. I was around when Apple first became public. And I had this buddy who was a stockbroker. And frankly, it's been so many years ago, I really truly do not remember what happened. Somehow I did not buy Apple. I don't know what happened. Boy, I wish I had it. Anyway, well, I wish I had it, and I wish I hadn't sold it between now and then. But anyway, but I didn't buy Apple. What I did do is one of my first computers that I bought was a Kaypro, K-A-Y-P-R-O. And it was this little boxy guy. And for those of you who know anything about computer history or anything, the operating system was called CP/M. I have no idea what that stands for, but it was CP/M. It was a Kaypro, kind of a slick little thing. So I bought this computer, which seemed to be one of the first ones that came out that was actually selling. So what did I do? Yes, you're right. I bought Kaypro stock. Well, anyway, Kaypro went, and seemingly the folks who formed the company, they had stolen all the money or something. I don't remember what the story was, but no, I ended up with nothing. That was a bust also. So to the gentleman who, I really appreciate the compliment of saying that I seem like I know what's happening. I truly do not. Not about much of anything, I'll tell you. I have opinions now, but it's taken me many years to get them, and primarily I would suggest don't do what I did. In other words, have some kind of rationale to your investment program. I'm going to do another segment, in fact, right after this, about living small. Anyways, Pat Condell would say, ladies and gentlemen, peace, and watch your investments. Bye.